Guys, check this out. Check out my voice. I'm so excited. Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Black. You know, I never really took New Year's resolutions all that seriously. I mean, to me, if you have a goal you really want to accomplish, you start it right then and there, instead of waiting for an arbitrary date in the Roman calendar to put your mind to it. And considering the fact that apparently like 80% of all New Year's resolutions fail after February, it seems to me that New Year's resolutions are more something you come up with just to have one. That being said, I actually do like the aesthetic of using New Year's as a date to mark progress and take a look back at what's changed in the last year, what you want to change, stuff like that. This vid's mainly for me. I have no delusions that this video is going to perform well, whatever that means. If you're watching this because you're subbed and you were interested, I'm flattered. Thanks for stopping by. I just want to ramble about where my head's at and what I'm doing with Black for 2020. So I follow this subreddit called R Small YouTubers. It's for, small YouTubers. I thought it'd be filled with advice and stuff on how to go about running a small channel, etc., but it's not. It's actually one of the most unhelpful places I've ever seen on the internet. Because see, the posters there, a lot of them are more worried about seeing their metrics go up than they are about getting their own content seen. It's like the content is a means to an end, and the number is the end goal. It's not even, I wish more people saw my stuff, but I want to find the stuff that will get me more people. There are constantly posts on there like, I'd really like to get 50 subs by 2020, or almost have 500 views on this one, help me out. And I'm like, why? What's so important about getting 50 subs by 2020 specifically? Is it because it's a nice round number? What's so great about having 500 views exactly? When people do sub for sub posts on that subreddit, it seems equally useless. I subscribe to a channel, not because I'm interested in their content, but because they asked. They do the same for me, and then what exactly? So I've been thinking about this a lot, and like my content, right? At the time of writing this, I've got 93 followers on Medium, 61 subscribers on YouTube. I'm not a perfectly stoic man, I admit. I can't wait to have 100 followers on Medium. I can't wait until I have 100 subscribers on YouTube. I can't wait until I've got enough of an audience to do stuff like live streams and Q&As. They seem like so much fun. Actually, what I really want to be able to do is interact with people on like a personal level, Too many followers and you're just drowning in attention, but too little and it's like there's no one there. But there's a sweet spot I guess I'm after. Do I want friends? Well, I want friends in a general sense, obviously, but not from this, not from online stuff. Parasocial relationships kind of scare me. I think what I want instead is like just people to acknowledge that I exist and I do good work. And I think that's how I'm measuring success for Black, not in terms of numbers, but in terms of a nebulous, egoistic quality of validation and acknowledgement. If I'm being honest with myself, the end goal here is to feel important. I guess when you put it that way, it's depressing, huh? I want to make a difference in some way, but reactionaries have used pop culture for years as a tool to do massive harm to people. I think politics, pop culture, and mental health are all connected in ways that people around here take for granted. And right around here, I mean like leftist online discourse. I think a lot of leftists, especially of the dirtbag variety, they take a look at these reactionaries getting mad over black stormtroopers and lesbians existing in video games, and they throw their hands up and say, it's all stupid, none of it matters, it's all a distraction from the revolution, etc., etc. And to me though, art is important, like specifically to me. My personal relationship with art is kind of this feedback loop where I consume art up until a point, and then I make art myself to process my feelings, and then I consume more and then make more and so on and so forth. I've talked a little bit about my personal evolution from libertarianism to traditional conservatism to neoliberalism to rad libs. So super embarrassing confession of 2020. When I was a rad lib, I called myself a radical centrist. And then finally to anarchism. But a lot of that had to do with how I viewed myself, and how I view myself and the ideological lens that I choose to see the world with are like inexorably tied. Like, okay, so I was on our Jordan Peterson the other day because I got reminded that he thinks that postmodern neo-Marxism is a thing that makes sense. So I wanted to laugh at him and his fans. The subreddit itself is pretty slow ever since Peterson went into rehab. It's actually mostly either people saying they've cleaned their rooms or people asking why they need to clean their rooms. Oh, and plenty of pictures of people just holding 12 rules for life. But something else I saw, and I promise this is going somewhere, but something else I saw was way too much of these teens and young adults just freaking out over IQ. See, Jordan Peterson has peddled race and IQ garbage a lot recently. He's talked with Stefan Molyneux, whose ideology I can only describe as Ancapistan for white people only. He's talked a lot about the troubling implications of like falsely claiming that people of color are inherently more stupid than whites or Asians. For this to work, Peterson has to make IQ the number one predictor of life outcomes. Actually, anyone who peddles race and IQ has to do that. He has to sell you on this idea that whether or not you succeed or fail in life, whether or not you get to be a productive member of society, whether or not you achieve great things, whether or not you live above the poverty line even, all of it is just IQ, which is immutable and unchanging. What Peterson is trying to do is argue against social justice, welfare, socialism, and anything else good in the world. The argument that women will always be less intelligent than men, so we need to stop helping them have equal access to various high-end careers. Black people are always going to be poorer than whites because we're stupid apparently, so stop wasting money on food stamps. Peterson types like to argue that socialists want to erase the natural differences between people, which to them is impossible and tantamount to highway robbery. But this worldview also has a side effect. If you believe IQ predicts outcomes because you hate women and minorities, what happens when you've never felt all that smart in your life? What happens if people have been calling you slow and stupid? If you've never felt like you could make it at school? What does it say about you that you've been trying for years to leave your shitty minimum wage jobs, but you can't no matter how hard you try? Aren't you just like the blacks? Aren't you stuck as subhuman? There are a surprising amount of Peterson fans who, in learning Peterson's racism, have basically convinced themselves that there's no hope to achieve their dreams. And followers of Peterson's ideology have no recourse. The responses are always something like, just try to ignore it and enjoy life, or, online IQ tests aren't accurate, get a more official one, or something. Ideology can breed misery and self-loathing. It's these intersections between media, ideology, and mental health that really interest me. I love animation. I love anime. I love storytelling. But, these things can make you miserable. And it just so happens that a ton of anime is inherently reactionary by nature. I tried saying this, and apparently it's a hot take. I guess that's another reason why I'm here. But to me, the reactionariness of a good chunk of popular anime, plus the fact that grifters and commentators in the anime community lean right, it's a recipe for the proliferation of misery, of an ideology that spreads hatred of marginalized people and self-hatred. Through anime and anime discourse, people are learning to blame themselves for stuff that's capital's fault instead. I know this because it was literally me. I want my videos to undo this effect. Yeah, lateralizing all hierarchy with the power of anime alone is a pretty small niche to pick, but it's my niche. It's something that I wholeheartedly believe I can do better than anyone else. Next year, expect more of these long-form anime treatises. The isekai one I said I was doing is still going strong. The draft is still only around 5,000 words, but I'm making slow and steady progress. The format I chose for this one is a lot more work-intensive than normal. Yeah, more work intensive than writing a fucking 2,000 word essay normally is. Uh, it looks like I get one done every 1 to 2 months, and that's not a pace that I'm looking to ameliorate any. Instead, I want to start making smaller stuff too. Stuff that deals with media, capitalist alienation, isolation, just the stuff that matters to me, but smaller. I want to promote more cross-connection between my YouTube channel and Medium account. The statistics show that most people who find my videos don't click over and read the Medium story instead, and vice versa. I'm completely okay with that. But I want people who like my content to at least understand that there's more on the platform they're not looking at, you know? I want to write more fiction. This will be more on Medium, but even outside of that, I'm writing a book actually. I have been for like, God, 4 years now? Holy shit, time flies. It's like on its 6th draft or something. I want to finish my NaNoWriMo project too, since I failed the fuck out of that. And I think lastly, I want to convert the stuff I do online into real world action. I want to help real people. I already volunteer, but I want to do more. I want to help the homeless. I want to help get people fed. I've always made sure to vote at every election I could, but I'm starting to believe that directly improving people's lives with my own 2 hands is a better use of my time than campaigning for Bernie or Yang or whatever messiah is supposed to save us all this time. God willing, this will be a great year. If for some reason you actually watch this, thanks. See you in 2020.